Hello. I thought I'd come on and just share with you some thoughts around grief and loss, inspired by a couple of people I've worked with recently. And whilst everyone's experience of loss and grief is unique to them and unique to the relationship with the deceased person, I think there are some common themes. One being this feeling that in the moment, life should stop, that we should be given time to step off the merry-go-round and just breathe. Be with our thoughts, be with our feelings, be with the people we need to be with, without having to pay attention to the bigger picture, the wider world. But unfortunately, that's not how life is, and life doesn't stop. Chores don't end. Children still need taken care of. We still have bills to pay, jobs to go to. So it's really important to try and create that time out for yourself so that you can, in a sense, step off the merry-go-round, breathe, be with your thoughts, be with your feelings. Creating a safe space to do this in is really important so that you have somewhere to go to, away from other members of the family, away from work, somewhere that feels safe, is calm, where you can just sit, reflect, process your thoughts, process your emotions, and just take that time out that is essential to recovery in that moment when everything just feels overwhelming or despairing or just too much. So taking time out, create the safe space. Another common theme is to think or to imagine that if we give way to our feelings and our emotions and essentially our sadness, our despair, that we will sink into some black hole and disappear. And whilst I think for many people this is a real feeling and a real scare, the more you are able to notice and name and take time out and notice and name how you're feeling and the cascade of emotions, which can range from, happiness one minute, sharing a joke with someone, to feeling absolutely flawed and deeply sad and bereft, despairing, to feeling incredibly angry the next minute, guilty, fearful for the future. These, in grief and loss, emotions come and go sometimes in rapid succession and can be all corners of the spectrum. But the more you're able to just notice and name them, not repress them, not avoid them, they will come and they will go. The less energy we give them, the less staying power we give them, the more we naturally work through the process of loss and grief, which is important for our recovery. So the more you can notice and name your feelings, the more you can be with them, the more you can give time to them is really important. And another theme, another common experience is that is the fear around the future. Who am I without this person? What does my life look like? How will I manage? How will I cope? There's been an investment in that relationship. However that investment's looked, whatever the relationship has been, there is always the conscious and unconscious plan for the future, the hope for the future, the inspiration in the future. And when we lose someone from a relationship, then the sense of hopelessness and helplessness can often feel overwhelming. it's important to try and find something in those moments to be hopeful and inspirational, or to find inspiration in. The old saying is true, you know, time does heal. We do survive, and we do find new ways of not fulfilling or replacing what we've lost, but reworking it, kind of thing, if that makes sense. We do find hope in other ways, and in other people, and in ourselves, and new avenues and pathways do emerge. We've just got to have patience, and we have to retain and maintain that hopeful perspective. So finding ways in which to be joyful, experience nourishing ways of being, again, is really important. To staying hopeful, even just a little bit, at the time and in the moments when we feel like all hope has been lost and the future looks bleak. And as I said, you know, be patient. Give yourself time. We live in a really fast-moving world where we're so used to fixing things at the drop of a hat, finding a go-to list that, you know, suddenly cures all. Grief and loss is unique to every individual, and it takes the time it takes. And as the old saying goes, time is really healing if we allow it to be. And I hope that's been of some use to you. And as always, you know, finding someone to talk to is very important if it's the right thing for you to do. Take care.